Planetopia, do we need this? We do not need this. This can go away. On the top of there.
Okay.
Planetopia is the correct way of saying
Planetopedia.
it. Planetopia, exactly.
It has a D in it.
D is silent.
It's not a silent D.
My favorite one is the word Q, like being in a queue. If you're in a queue.
Yeah.
Okay. Q is a letter followed by 4 silent letters.
Yeah.
Q-U-E-U. Q-U-E-U-E. That's what it is.
Q.
Okay. It's Q, but it's just Q. It's 4 silent letters.
I thought it was going to be spelled with a C.
Yeah. It should be spelled with a C.
It really should be.
It should be spelled with a D, because Ds are always silent.
What if it's a Danatopedia?
It's a what?
A Danatopedia.
What if it's a Lanatopedia?
What if it's a Adiopeala?
Onomatopoeia? Okay. Ready?
I mean, usually.
Cool. You got this over here. We got that over there. I'm going to have you have this available to you.
Can I lick it?
You can lick it. It's got a good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Beautiful.
Are you checking to see if I actually licked it?
I don't care if you licked it.
I didn't actually.
It doesn't matter if you licked it.
I just saw you look down for the gloss of saliva that would have been smeared across the top of it.
That's ridiculous. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Lights. It's a shame how we moved straight into a cut there.
I know you would.
But then I saw the lights were off.
It's always dangerous. The beginning of these is always dangerous because you never know what's going to be pulled into a cut. Sometimes you even go like 4 minutes back.
No, 4 minutes back is way too much. I want a clean cut. If I have to search too hard for it.
It really just depends. And there's usually so many good things at the beginning that could be cuts.
Like when you tried licking that book?
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did that.
I didn't do that.
Okay, fine. 4 minutes back it is. Hi, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. And this is going to be our introduction, our ship phase, our ship book phase.
Second video. First
third video
of
technically.
The game. This is, well, if you count the ones we've done before on ISS Vanguard, this is the 17th video.
That's the one.
Here's the thing. We just got finished with the introduction to the game and the Planetopedia kind of exploration phase of ISS Vanguard with the prototype version 2, or like 1.789.
Exactly.
That's what they told us.
Yeah.
This is going to be the second phase, the ship book, which is the adaptation, the growth, the module part of this game.
The best part.
Well, subjectively.
Subjectively, I don't know, but you. So basically, to give you some context here, basically this is going to be prototype version 1.7172.
No, it was 1.758.
That's the one. This is going to be where they are giving us a new way of going through ISS Vanguard, a new way of being guided through the missions. Instead of having a rulebook and then just throwing you straight in, they're guiding you through everything. So a good portion of what we do during the ship phase is going to be do this, do this, do this, as it teaches us the game. To that end, we're going to pick up from where we left off at the end of the last scenario. At the end of the planet book, at the end of the planetary exploration phase, we went directly to here. We are going to go ahead, and if you could take those out of the awaiting pocket.
We were survived, and if I remember correctly, we survived, and you got a subpar rating?
Subpar rating was the one.
Because you didn't climb through the gap?
Didn't climb through the gap. We actually got that wrong. I'll explain more later. But in any case, so what we're going to have is going to have these two over there. So go ahead and take those out. These are the things we acquired. We acquired a unique discovery.
A research project?
Excuse me,
and
sir.
a unique discovery. What?
Read the bottom text there.
Well, I was reading the back of it before I got to the bottom text.
Do
the bottom
not
text
reveal.
says, do not reveal this card unless researched.
Unbelievable. So, we're going to go ahead and place the shipbook cover on the table. That's going to be the shipbook over here. It's going to be currently empty. It's starting off empty. As we go ahead and add things to the shipbook, we're going to go ahead and grab pages 13 and 14 from here. So, if you want to open the shipbook and slot open those dividers so we can put things in. Basically, we're going to be adding sections to the shipbook, one part at a time.
I was expecting those school binder ones that let me push.
Did it not?
No.
So what do you do?
These are the ones that you.
Oh, that seems.
Pull, push.
Just
what do you?
Just do that. There we go.
That seems very violent.
We're going to go ahead and leave those mostly open because it's not going to be worth trying to constantly. You know what? Actually, it might be worth it. We'll see. You know what? Actually, I think what we're actually going to do, in order to avoid the annoyance of having to constantly deal with this, we're literally just going to do this right now, and we'll slot them in all after, because throughout this phase, we're going to be doing this a few different times. So, starting off,
open, close.
Exactly. So we're going to, instead of having to do that, we're just going to go back and forth, and then at the end of it, we'll slot them in. Normally, you'd be going through a section of multiple ship phases. You can see them all on the sidebar over here. In our case, we're just going to go ahead
and I think they're having us build it. I don't know if this will be final, but they're having us build it now to learn every stage of the game without the entire binder full.
Correct. So, we're going to go ahead and grab that. We have Eye of the Void. It's going to tell us to grab these 3 cards. We're going to put Eye of the Void into our current system slot. This is the system we are currently inhabiting. A system that will be reflected over here. If you want to open the system map, you'll see on page 1, we'll have the Eye of the Void.
Okay.
The objective is going to go into this slot over here, like so.
The objective is nothing. thing we're
You can't. That's unidentified. Unidentified. No, okay. We're currently over there. We have an unidentified object over here. We go ahead and put this down over here. And we currently have two options. We can spend energy to go to the outbound system, to go to this planet over here, TOI2. Or we can spend 6 energy to get to the unavailable. Guess what we don't have?
We don't have energy.
6 energy. Okay. We don't have 6 energy. Correct. That's the correct answer. So we have those over here. We're going to go ahead and start spending some stuff. We're going to go ahead and pay an energy point in order to. So we're going to grab our ship dial. We're going to set our energy generators to 2 and our energy to 3. Okay, that's what we're going to have over here. Now, this is going to be still prototype stage. All these things are prototype. But
those used to be attached to the book.
Yes, but they fiddle too much.
I like them more off the book.
Yeah, and I don't even know if this is final. This is just a temporary solution.
I like the change off the book a little bit.
Yeah. So what we're going to have over here is we currently have 3 energy, and we're generating 2 energy around.
Okay.
We're going to go through all these different dials here that are going to give us different things. We'll encounter them one at a time. For right now, all you need to know is that our generators are at 2. We're generating 2 energy around, and we currently have 3 energy. From there, we're going to go ahead. We have the small tutorial. We grabbed that. We did all that. We're going to go to log 400. We have over there, your time to fly to the first destination. Open the ship book. We are going to go ahead and spend 1 energy.
If I remember correctly, last time I played this game, there was a destination I could fly to that resulted in us losing our ship, our crew, and nearly ending the game.
That sounds about right.
Think that's still in?
Yeah, probably. So, we're going to go ahead, and we are flying to destination 400. If you'd like to go ahead and read 400. Wait, before you do, we are spending 1 energy to do so.
It seems the final destination of our journey proved to be anything but. The giant pitch-black spear suspended in the void of the divine coordinates did not contain the answers we sought, only a mysterious message and a list of countless other worlds. Now, we set off to explore one of them, wondering what the true purpose of this mysterious builders of the Eye of the Void was. Our mission is about to get much longer and more perilous than we have imagined back on Earth, though I have full confidence in the ship and the crew. As we speed towards the closest system marked on the builder's star map, I've ordered the section leaders to prepare their crews for anything. We need to be better equipped and smarter. We nearly lost 1 full away team. I do not want to repeat the same mistakes. Question.
I think he's referring to you.
Question. No, mistakes?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Question.
Yes.
In the other prototype, we were going towards this, right?
Yes.
Is it starting us here now? Are we like at the thing that the hidden message?
It's guiding you through stuff. I don't know the full story aspect. I believe this is currently going to be the first, like everything we have prototype-wise is going to be roughly the first like quarter of the campaign.
But it's like the promise of the code in our DNA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I wonder where this is, and I wonder if they've fast forward instead of going towards the code, we're now like have arrived at one section of the code and we're discovering more. I'm
think
compelled.
So, but I don't know.
But it says, the divine coordinates did not contain the answers we sought. We've arrived at a location with the divine coordinates.
Interesting.
I don't know. Just a little bit of flavor text, lore, curious. I assume some elements of this, because they know everyone's seeing it, probably won't be the same by the time you get to.
So, to give you some context as to how this played out, effectively, doing the bridge phase of the planet book, of the ship book, you're going to be basically spending energy to do different things. In our case, we spent 1 energy to move to log 400, so we reduced our energy by 2. We're now currently in the system, which means we're going to do 2 things. First of all, we're going to replace our current system card with this token over here. So we're going to replace this, and we're going to put in the new system that we are in to show that basically our ship is currently inhabiting TOI2 instead. Okay. So we replace that like so. This will go off to the side. We'll deal with that later. And then from there, we can choose to spend energy. Now, normally we'd have a bunch of options to go through, but like I said already, this is guiding us through things. So instead of, dealing with which one of these locations we want to go to, we're going to go ahead and land on Pellucid. So we're going to go ahead directly to Pellucid. We're going to land. This is going to be a landing thing. So some of these are going to be like asteroids or checking out a nearby spaceship, spending energy to see what's going on. Maybe you rescue your crew member, all kinds of different things. In our case, we are landing on Pellucid. That's going to cost us 1 energy to land. We're going to grab the card L1, and we're going to go ahead and slot it into our scanner card. We're going to slot this into our scanner card where we can pay energy to learn more about the planet. Right now, we only have 1 energy left, and like I said already, this is a guided thing. So we could right now, with that 1 energy, do this, but we've been told, for the sake of this example, to go ahead and do this upgrade over here. So we're going to take this ship upgrade, and we're going to pay an energy to install it. Energy. Correct. And that's going to cost us an energy, which we're going to spend, and that energy is going to give us improved solar panels plus 1 generators when installed. So we've given up the 2 energy, 1 more to land, and 1 more for the improved solar panels, but our generator is 1 higher. We are now generating 3 energy per turn. So a little bit of a short-term loss for a longer-term gain, and that is going to be all the ship phase stuff. which means, not all the ship phase, that's going to be the bridge stuff, which brings us to log 208. 208, which we're going to go ahead and read the flavor text part.
208, Captain's Log, Entry 212. Not everyone in the crew loved the idea of continuing our mission, even though the crew was carefully selected and well motivated. Dissent and conflicts began to brew. How do you think they motivated the crew?
Probably prison.
Family at home?
Prison.
On Earth in jail? Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, the security station carefully monitored the situation. Find sheet
Prison.
14, the situation room, cardboard divider, and insert it in the ship book. This is where we're going to be setting up the general morale and nature of our ship.
Situation room. This is where you're going to deal with things going on in the ship. Like I said already, if you think of the ship phase as maintenance of the ship book, I've said this before in multiple reviews, if you think of the ship book as maintenance, then it's going to be a long process. It's not maintenance, it's part of the game.
It's story.
And speaking of the game, we're going to have two different situations we're dealing with. We're going to have illegal power division and homesick. Homesick's going to be in stage 1. I need to figure out how to slot these in. That's going to slot in like so. And then this one's going to slot in over here, probably from this angle. Other side. It's all inconsistent.
You can see the stitching. You can see where it's sewn.
You know what, sir? I wasn't looking at the stitching. So
the other side, though, is from the other side.
Yeah, we're going to have two different options to deal with, and each of these have a cost listed on the situation. All situations, all cards in the game are basically going to give you some general information, but you have to kind of make decisions around that. And in fact, we are allowed to make a decision this time.
Ooh.
So here's the situation. We currently are dealing with situations. By the way, in general, all text guiding you through things are on the right side, on the left side of each thing, fully guiding through. But again, this is a tutorial. You're kind of ignoring this and focusing on what they tell you to do. Each card has a cost on it. This card is going to cost us 2 situation points, no matter what we do. And by the way, speaking of which, I didn't set our morale over here. What does the morale say to do?
Morale should be set at 75.
Morale set to 3 and response points to 4.
Yep.
So again, your morale is how many response points you generate per round, and we currently have 4 response points, which means the cost to deal with this in RP, response points, is going to be 2, no matter which slot it's in. But as situations become more imminent, some of them do cost more to deal with. So we have this one in stage 2 already. Stage 1 is where they start and they proceed to develop. And over here we have stage 2. We have illegal power diversion, where board crew members are diverting power to recreational holotechs and unofficial manufacturing of luxury wares. And this one would require 3, because it's in the middle column, 3 to inspect the power lines, where we'll shuffle this card back into the situation's deck, dealing with it later, or 6, which we don't have, to set up a trap. So we can currently we can do one of these two. We can either deal with the homesick people and give an inspiring speech, or we can deal with the illegal power division and push this off.
I'm kind of in the line of, because this is going to be the same price throughout every stage, I'm in the line of let's deal with the illegal power situation, get that off our docket for now, kind of delay for a bit.
Cool. So,
however, this one, if you solve it, does give you +1 morale.
Yes.
So there's a give and a take there.
Yeah. Which one do you want to do?
The one I chose.
Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and shuffle this back into the situation deck. I'm going to put this off to the side. We don't flip it. We flip it when it goes here or when the card says to flip it. We're not flipping it. We just kind of spent our response points. We're going to lower our dial by 3, going down to 1. And there we are on that page, which means we now go to log 300. I want to go ahead and flip to log 300?
Sure. Log 300. Captain's Log, Entry 213. As we traveled to a new system, our leading researchers busied themselves with samples brought from the eye of the void. I hope they'll make quick progress. Some of the alien technologies could help us on our mission. We're starting the research laboratory.
Yes, we are. So, we're going to have... That's your phone, sir. How dare you?
Wow.
How dare you?
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 response point, and I'm going to slap you.
You're going to slap me?
That's dealing with the crew. Dealing with the crew. So, we're going to go ahead...
Do it.
No. Called my bluff. Okay, so we're going to go to log 300, which was over... You already read that? Okay.
I did, yeah.
Science section. And now we're going to go ahead and grab cards 1, 2, and 3 from our research places. And we're putting personal equipment in on over here. That's going to be over here. If I can see that slot over there. We're going to grab analyzing is going to go on 2. Okay. And then we have the third one.
It's going on 3.
3 over there. Okay. And now we get to spend our research points, which our research points set to 2 and 2. So again, these are going to be our dials. Same idea. We're generating 2 per round, and we currently have 2 to spend. And that's going to be as follows. Now we currently have 2 research points to spend, and only one of these, well, actually not true. We can do personal equipment, or we can do analyzing the message. But I believe we were told this time around to do personal research equipment. So again, in general, by the way, if you look through these, you'll see how they have different texts on them. So we have this biomedical enhancements, which costs us 4 points. Studying new microorganisms and exotic life forms can unlock many new medical discoveries. We don't know what it does. We have some general ideas to what we're researching. This personal equipment over here. Based on the experience of our first mission, the research team could develop some new specialized portable tools to help us on future landings. I believe we're supposed to do that one.
Yep, okay. Over personal equipment. You're going to pay 2 science points for it.
Perfect. We're going to go ahead and do this. And we've built a set of devices and tools that could help operations of every section. Now we just have to mass manufacture them. Gain, place in the awaiting pocket the following cards. Production project CO1. So, this is going to go into the awaiting pocket. Okay? With me? Boom. Okay, well, we're gonna grab in a second, but we basically researched the potential of being able to gather that. With me so far? Excellent. Now go ahead and to log 355. So once again, quick summary, the research section is where you're going to spend research points. We're going to lower research down to 0. You're going to spend research points to choose different projects to research, to look after, to basically engage with in one way or another that will unlock different things, as this one just did.
Since no one on Earth knew what exactly the Vanguard will face, our ship was fitted with a state-of-the-art prototyping and manufacturing facility. Now, for the first time, they're working around the clock, producing additional equipment and modules we need for our extended mission. For the first time. Sounds like they've spent years on years not really innovating or producing. But,
well, we got here.
Whatever.
We got here.
I mean, I suppose we just woke up.
So, 355, we're going to go ahead and grab. Can I get that awaiting equipment card? We need that right back. So,
can you ever?
We're going to go ahead and put this. This is going to be a production queue. So, some general idea is we have a few different options here, a few different things to be aware of. Don't read the back.
Specialized section tools.
Wait. I'm explaining this section first. So, this section up here is going to be the upgrades we can develop for our ship. These sections over here are going to be the production queues where we build different things. And over here is where you're going to store ready for production cards. These cards are going for the ready for production. We're going to go ahead and slot in cards, these two over there as well. And this one as well is going to be given to us. So that one this is the one we just researched. It's going to go into this slot over here.
And this one says...
Yeah, go ahead.
ISS Vanguard was created to safely reach God's coordinates and establish first contact. If we're to explore more alien worlds, we'll need additional equipment for our away teams. This grants equipment and medbay upgrade. So again, you don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But you're getting a little bit of stuff.
Normally, we'd have a choice of
you need health.
What we wanted to do over here and how we want to spend our points. In general, there's an initial cost of what to do when you want to put that thing into the queue, into one of your 2 production queues. This one requires an upgrade, by the way. You can't do production queue 2 just yet. So there's an initial cost on each card, but there's also a boost cost where you can say, I'm going to boost it. Because once you actually build it, let's say we put this over here, every round it slowly produces on its own. But if we're impatient, which we generally are, you can boost it further and further. So, just to give you an example, the way this one works, this one we're going to spend the initial boost cost, and I believe our production should be on 3, I believe. You want to check our production? Manufacturing dial to 3. Okay, manufacturing goes to 3, and our production is at 2. Production's at 3 as well. So production is at 3 and manufacturing is at 3. And we're going to go ahead and spend our first initial cost to boost this, where it's going to go directly to the starting stage 2. Every card can go to different spots. So it's going to here.
60% complete.
Then we're going to spend an additional point to move it over here. And an additional point to immediately build this, slotting this into our slots if you'd like to read it.
Specialized tool section. These basic tools should help our away team deal with the unexpected. Hopefully, as our knowledge progresses, we'll be able to create more of them. Gain the following cards: equipment cards EO1, EO2, EO3, which are all medkits.
EO1, EO2, EO3, okay.
Then equipment cards EO4, which is a breaching charge. EO5, which is a jetpack. EO6, which is a portable AI. And EO7, which is a mining probe.
When I get the portable AI, can I get rid of you? Yeah, okay, cool. Apparently I will have to now. Anyways, portable AI, I lost my jokes. So we're going to go ahead and we now have this. This is now in our production upgrades. We've built that.
I was trying to figure out how to act like an AI. I couldn't solve it.
We now have these equipment. These are going to be equipments that help us on our next mission, which we'll be dealing with later. If you want to go ahead and put those next 2, actually, I'm going to put them over here off to the side. We'll deal with it all later. So, from there, we now are going to go to page 515. So again, general idea of production again, we unlocked, in the research section, we unlocked a specific research thing that gave us a production capacity. We then produced that capacity in the production section, and now we're going to the next area, which is going to be...
The landing on the Eye of the Void laid bare 2 key facts. First, our landers will face unpredictable threats. Second, even a short scouting mission can leave the away team stranded for weeks. Fortunately, the recon section has some ideas on how to increase the protection of our landers without sacrificing their mobility. There are even talks of designing brand new landing craft that will make use of the newly acquired alien materials.
Fun. So, we're going to go ahead and we're now in the Hangar section. In the Hangar section, we have a bunch of pages going on here. This is the first section that gives us 2 full pages to go through. We're going to have the completed modules. Here's we're going to put a ton of completed modules. We have blueprints that go over here. It's another form of production, another form of decision of how to spend different things. This is going to be the assembly phase. The assembly dial is a little bit different than the rest of the dials in the sense that it uses the production generation from the manufacturing dial. So we're going to go ahead and set that to 2 because we're generating 2 per round. And then we're going to go ahead and take our construction bay modules. We have 4 different modules over here. They are all going into our awaiting blueprints. We're going to have B1, 2, 3. We have heavy armor plating. We're going to have the Pelican. The Pelican is going to be, this is going to be 1, 2, and 3 for the Pelican. Now the way that works is whenever you have multi-use cards, when you have 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3, that usually means you have to create all of them in order to get something, and that looks like it's going to be the lander that we need to generate. In our case, we're going to spend an assembly point to go ahead and flip this to we're going to spend the assembly point over there, and we're going to go ahead and boost this. We're going to put this into our construction bay upgrades over here, and then we're going to go ahead and spend the second assembly point to go ahead and create that. So that's going to be created. We now have our, you want to go ahead and read the flavor text?
Sure. This is heavy armor plating. Additional exterior armor will help our lander survive impacts at the cost of a longer flight. Lander module, heavy armor plating, plus 3 defense, minus 1 danger roll, minus 2, looks like movement or propulsion.
Yep. And this is going to our completed modules. We basically sacrificed a little bit of speed and flexibility, but we are getting some heavy armor, which is helpful the next time someone shoots at us. And since Jess is on board, that will be frequently.
No. I never have people shoot on us. I die by hitting large rocks.
That's reasonable. And that is going to be the end of 515. We want to go ahead into the next section, 620.
620, Captain's Log, Entry 216. We're now approaching our target in the TOIC system, and section leaders prepare their crew for another ground mission. Hopefully this time things will go smoother. After all, we're now better prepared. ISS Vanguard arrived at its new destination, and it's time to prepare and equip another planetary exploration. This unguided mission will introduce 3 new crucial elements of the game: a lander tray, leads and discoveries, and limited supplies.
So, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap of everything that just happened, just so you have all that. Timestamps will, of course, be down below for the people who wanted to skip directly to this. Basically, this is the shipbook phase of the ISS Vanguard. The shipbook phase, which actually, let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to put these in later because I don't want to try to deal with that. But this is the shipbook phase where we're doing a whole bunch of things. We have our production over here, and the general idea, I don't want to put them in just yet because all these lining up holes, that would be not great on camera.
I was going to do it while you talked.
If you want to, go ahead. So, this is going to be the guided tutorial where you are being
introduced just hard to get a word in.
To different elements. I want that AI. You're going to be introduced to different elements of the shipbook one at a time. We still have these elements over here that we haven't yet added. They'll be added across the course of the next following missions. We'll probably have content for all of that. We're still figuring out exactly just how much content we're going to have here. Do we want to do everything? Some things?
I think the goal right now, because we're genuinely enjoying the game, is really to keep going together. It might take a little bit longer for some of the later stuff, and we'll probably stagger. The first 2 sets are here on Board Game Co.
And then over you.
Next series will be over on me. We'll probably go back and forth until this prototype's finished.
Yeah.
And assuming you all are still enjoying and watching.
Yes. So, the recap part. So, we just finished our planetary exploration phase. We are now going through the ship phase. On the bridge is where we're going to go ahead and generate energy and spend said energy in order to choose where you want to go, what you want to do, what system you're currently in. You're going to reference the system map that you're currently in order to do so, choosing where you want to travel to in different areas, whether you want to investigate different areas there, and then ultimately whether you want to do a landing. All bridge phases must end with a landing. That is an obligatory ending. You're going to do a bunch of things along the way, but you must end with a landing. From there, question.
At the moment, there is, at least if it still exists, the potential to be adrift in space.
Yes.
We haven't discovered that yet.
Yeah.
But if anyone's familiar with ISS, there's a chance you may actually do this section again, and there's consequences for not landing.
Which the basic idea being, if you didn't land, you have no more energy, and you are adrift.
Yep.
From there, you're going to go to the situation room. The situation room is where you're going to resolve current situations that the ship is going to engage you with, different things that will happen along the way for a variety of reasons. Different things will be shuffled into these decks for reasons A, B, and C. Once you're done with that, you're going to move to the research laboratory. In the research laboratory, you're going to spend science points that you have generated from your research, and you're going to spend those science points in order to choose which projects you want to spend them on. If you build build up enough science points, you can go ahead and deal with the biomedical enhancements, which seem cooler just because they cost 4. I'm looking forward to the time where you spend 4 science points or something and it blows up in your face, because that would be amusing. But you're going to have that. There has to be some degree of risk in this game. So basically, you're going to go ahead and research stuff in that area. From there, you'll move to the manufacturing complex, where you're going to produce different things based on whatever elements you have in the game that you can produce. In our case, we went ahead and produced some specialized equipment that give us a little more equipment now. So we have basically stuff that we can start our missions with, giving us a little more of a opportunity to not die. When you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and go to the hangar bay. The hangar bay, you're going to be dealing with different blueprints. The blueprints are going to often be dealing with your actual your landers for the most part. There might be other things as well, but it's mostly going to be around the landers. You have tons of modules you can build, additional landers that you can research and then potentially build as well. And then in this case, we have a completed module that gives us additional armor plating, which is always fun because it's a lander module. That's fun. We can put on our module and just have modules, heavy armor plating. And then from there, you will go to there's going to be a different one of these, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, which is the mission launch procedure, which is how we launch. Again, right now, because tutorial, we're kind of skipping this official page and just dealing with the guiding book. It's telling us, go ahead and go into the next phase and start off Planetary Exploration number 2, which is going to be over on your channel.
I'm so excited.
This has been a wrap. We are done with the Planetary Phase 1, the ship Phase 1, and we will see you all.
We're going to an unguided mission.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
You sure?
That's what it book said.
Did it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. Fine. We get to make decisions now. Yes. Because I will say, I mean, I love the ship phase. I genuinely do. I will say, speaking from my own stance, this does a great job guiding you through the process. And it gave you one choice. The one choice was, I guess, it gave you a hint. It gave you a taste, a flavor of the decisions you make. Without that choice, though, while this does a good job teaching you, it does make it somewhat tedious in the sense that it is maintenance as long as you're being told what to do. The fun part about the ship book is that decision.
Yep.
Is that I have this research, I have this project, I have that blueprint. How do I spend all my limited resources to get all the things I want in this game?
I think it's doing a good job at teaching.
Yeah.
I admire it for that. However, 45 minutes into learning, I'm ready to play.
Oh, I'm ready to play.
Because that's where the game shines.
I'm ready to play.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go do that.
Have a good one.